You are looking live at the St. James Ice House in Springfield, Virginia, where the Wahoos of the University of Virginia are getting set to take on the Georgetown Hoyas in ACHA Women's Club college hockey action. Hi everybody, it's Joe Rizzo here bringing you the action on RizzoVision, and the Wahoos are coming in from the winter break into the dead of winter, restarting their league schedule as they play Georgetown. Virginia in the trademark orange. They will be attacking from your YouTube left to your YouTube right. There's the familiar colors of the Georgetown Hoyas. Navy on the jerseys and the pants, and the dark jerseys all around. They will protect the goal to your YouTube right and attack right to left on your screen. If it's a little mobile screen, then hopefully you're getting a good enough picture. If you have a chance to pop YouTube on your TV, boy, it will come out super great, and a laptop is pretty good too. The bigger the device, the better the picture, the easier to follow the action. Virginia gathers around Tess Cleary, who is in between the pipes. Her opposing number will be Amelia Scott for Georgetown today. Both teams with about a similar number of players. A bug knocked out at least one of the Virginia players. Still not at complete strength for this game, but enough to get by. 10 skaters in front of Cleary, so that's going to be 3 defensemen and 7 forwards after my chat with Coach Joe Morrill, who flew down from Maine via Boston and barely made it here, but he did make it, and he's on the bench with Michael Cleary, the assistant. Who's started out? Sarah Ettinger on the dot, off the draw, she wins it back to Suzanne Volstad. Volstad brings it in, she's on one side defensively, and she will take it all the way down. Volstad still with it. Centering feed goes off the left pad, so Amelia Scott early on has her first save. 20-minute periods, 3 of them, that's why they're periods and not quarters. Georgetown dumps it in. Elizabeth Mack. It's below the end line now. I didn't even get a chance to fully set the lineups here, but here come the Who's. Up the near side wing and sent toward the middle. That was Avery Buchanan. No, that was not Avery Buchanan. That was Sam Battaglia, who has played on this ice before. There is a glove save by Amelia Scott, and that stops the whistle for the first time. The whistle stops the clock for the first time. 19:13 left, period 1. No score, Virginia in orange, and Georgetown in navy. Off the draw, Buchanan won it to Rizzo. Rizzo on the far side wing, now has it below the end line, had it taken away there. Krebs forces the play toward the middle, but the Hoyas will break out. Backhanding it in is Lily Eisenberg, but doesn't get it all the way through. Suzanne Volstad with it now, number 35. At one point, number 5, but now back to 35. And here comes Volstad with Rizzo on the opposite side. Shot gets redirected and goes away. Rizzo picks it up right on the stick of Volstad. Comes in, shot! Oh, she had her beat, but shot it just wide. On the far side point, Sievers keeps it in. Ping-ponged right back down for the icing. And that stops play with 18:27 left in period number 1. Virginia and Georgetown, the first of 2. This the 9 o'clock Eastern Time start, and we'll be back here again 8:40 Eastern Time on Saturday for the back end of the doubleheader. Ettinger on the dot. Spitzer in the slot, off the draw. Battaglia brings it in from the point, and nobody guarding her except the ref. Oh boy, Sam Battaglia had a chance to keep going with that one, and the ref just set a pick and got in her way. Spitzer tries to dig it out. along the end boards. 1-on-2. She can't win that battle. The odds were against her. Sievers kept it in nicely at the point, maybe just out of picture. And with a lot of room there, Spitzer sends it to the middle. Battaglia picks it up, tees it up with the lefty shot stick, but it was blocked away as Shea O'Day got a piece. Wahoos with a lot of the puck possession here early on. Sievers keeps it in at the right point. We'll try to readjust the picture here a little bit. I haven't zoomed in. We decided to go from center ice here upstairs as the whistle stops play on the offside. So a little bit below us. You might lose a little bit of the picture. So you'll have to trust my words. I'm still getting used to some of the names and the numbers. One of them, Buchanan, is number 4. She's going to take the face-off. Looked like Shea Nemaskal sort of won it, but kind of did Virginia a favor. Volstad off the boards on the near side was looking for Devendorf. Rizzo comes in. Rizzo gets around one. Backhand shot, but it went wide. Looked like the defender did hang in there long enough to get a piece of it. Volstad with a shot. Save! Off the blocker. Rizzo picks it up. Tries to send it for Buchanan. Sends it off her skate. You're going to hear whistles, and they come from the other rink. It's very, very deceiving, but the players, I think, that have played here know to kind of play on. Rizzo sends it for Battaglia. Battaglia back to Rizzo. Rizzo has some room. She looks in the middle. Oh, backdoor! Devendorf was there, but it was a little too saucy for Leah to pound it in. Volstad takes it from the point, tees it up. Rizzo redirected. Oh, it just went over the net. Centering feed, Buchanan, Rizzo digging at it, and they blow the whistle. So Amelia Scott, number 1, standing strong for the Hoyas, keeping it a 0-0 game. Virginia will set up in the offensive zone. The circle to the right of the goaltender. Off the draw. Edinger had a piece of it to begin with. Virginia ends up with possession. Sievers is going to send it through for Tadaro. It comes to the spot between the points. Volstad walks in. Volstad shoots. Blocker save. And it goes to the far corner. Tadaro will get it off the feed from Edinger. Looking for Spitzer. Spitzer tried to center it. Didn't quite get a piece. But it seems like there's more Virginia players out there. There's not. Nice centering feed. Edinger threw some traffic, backhanded it, and it doesn't get all the way to the net. Georgetown picks it up, and they'll move it out of the zone and all the way into the offensive zone. Wrist shot was knocked away. I think that's O'Day with it. Trying to go coast to coast there. Sievers knocked down a shot in front. Virginia has numbers, and now Tadaro peels off for a change. Here come the Wahoos. Volstad with it, tees it up, off the mask, backhand Devendorf, shot and a goal! Suzanne Volstad makes it 1-0 for Virginia with 15:30 left in the first period. Volstad took the feed. I think, let's see if it was from Edinger. I think it was Edinger. Sarah Edinger got the puck toward the far corner, sent it in front for Volstad, a pinching defenseman. Coach Joe Morrill, he tells the defenseman, I mean, there's only 3 for this game, but he tells the defenseman, if you have a chance to go, go. And in the chalk talks, I'm sure they're talking about what it means when your defenseman can go, that a forward has to cover their defense. Avery Buchanan brings it in, backhands it down low. Leah Devendorf with it. Devendorf has time. Devendorf uses the body as a shield, was looking for Battaglia, and Sam is going to outrace the defender and send it all the way back behind her own net. Plenty of time for Vivian Sievers, time and space. The 2 most valuable things in hockey. Sievers fanned on that one. It's loose in front. Oh, what a save by Cleary. She dives forward with the dexterity of a lizard to pounce on that one as 3 Hoyas had gotten behind the D. 14:48 left, first period. 1-0 Virginia. Edinger off the draw, wins it back behind her net. Tadaro had it. Here's possibly a breakaway. Sarah Ettinger coming in. One to beat. Hits the brakes. Fans on the shot. Regathers. Still with it. Still with it. Volstad jumps between the points. Battaglia picks it up. Had to do it outside of the zone. Otherwise, it would have been an offside. Battaglia sends it for the near side for Spitzer. Trying to get it through is Volstad. She finally gets it to settle down. Has somebody coming down the middle. It's Ettinger, but decided to try to take the shot. The shot didn't get on goal because one of the Georgetown players, Elizabeth Mack, I think it was, got a piece of it. Volstad chips it for Buchanan. Buchanan got a piece, so no icing. The goalie played it. Actually, the backside referee, there's two of them, he did have the hand up for icing. I didn't see if the front side referee did, but the goaltender decided to play it. And here come the Hoyas. 2-on-1, but Buchanan trying to hustle back. Shot, Cleary knocks it down with the paddle of the stick and covers up with 13:37 left in the first period. And Virginia holding a 1-0 lead. Now, if you could see the scoreboard, which we're working on for maybe the Saturday broadcast, it says NCS versus St. Tim or something up there. They haven't bothered to put Virginia versus Georgetown, the two wonderful institutions, as that shot whistles wide off a deflection on the scoreboard. But judging by the 1 for Virginia, we know who's who. And we'll just keep relaying that to you over and over. Buchanan with a shot, glove save, and holding on is Scott. Scott had a good look at it, gloved it down, and she's probably going to be wise based on the early returns here to take as many whistles as she can. Off the jaw, Georgetown brings it out. Here come the Hoyas. The Gretzky curl by O'Day, tries to send it through the middle, sent it off the back of one of her teammates. That was Heidi Paisley. None the worse for wear. That one sneaks all the way through. Sievers was trying to bring it back toward Cleary. It didn't quite get all of it, or much of it. Sievers is going to outrace a couple of Hoyas there, and Georgetown will keep it in. Shot from the point, picked off by Volstad. And coming back is Virginia. Neutral zone play here just below us. I don't know if the whistle is being picked up, but that's from the other rink in this case. Knocked down by Spitzer along the near side boards. They'll play just the one spot that the camera's not going to get. We sort of sacrifice it to keep the action centered. RizzoVision's been around for a while, but we try to keep it mobile and fresh. And we do have a couple of technicians with us this time. Dominic Rizzo up from Florida Atlantic University, and Xavier Rizzo down from Fairfield University in Connecticut. Xavier's attendance, not a surprise to his triplet sister Louisa wearing number 33, but Dominic's presence a surprise earlier to his sister Louisa, who was in stunned disbelief as she saw her brother surprise her from the warmer regions of the country, Boca Raton. Here are the Hoyas coming in. Wrist shot. Cleary made the save with the blocker, and it goes upstairs. Lily Eisenberg got behind the D. Rizzo trying to break out, calling for it. Buchanan spun and fired it in her direction. Didn't hit her quite on the numbers, but I think Virginia might end up with the possession here. Devendorf had it, tried to send it down low. Eisenberg picked it up. Rizzo comes from behind the play, dumps it off the wall to herself, and we'll look to see if she can recover it. It comes to the near side. Georgetown with it. It's stolen. Here's Sam Battaglia. She's looking for Rizzo. Finds Rizzo. Rizzo shoots one save. Backhander and maybe another save in there. Rizzo looking for her first in the Virginia uniform. Wrist shot in the kitchen and held. So Luisa Rizzo with a big shift over there. She'll head to the bench for a little rest. Fired that second one off the mask of Amelia Scott, and Scott yielded no rebound. Virginia up 1-0, 10:46 left, period number 1. From the St. James Ice Arena. There's 2 rinks here in this unbelievable building. Here's a shot and a shrug save by Scott off of the offering from Ettinger. Ettinger's been on fire so far. Volstad has the goal. Dumped in by the Hoyas. O'Day is going to try to pick it up on the far side, can't connect. Rather, that was Nemiskal. Volstad tries to steer it off the boards back to herself, can't recover. And that, in fact, was O'Day, who did pick it off. A race to get back. Ettinger is there in a defensive posture as the center. Chipped forward. Volstad has it. 1-on-1. 1 to beat. Volstad picks it up. Makes a move to the middle. Another move. Wrist shot. Whistles high and wide. Suzanne Volstad almost had her second. Here's O'Day breaking in. Steered wide. Close range shot. Cleary with the save. Got the glove on it and held on. 9:44 left, period number 1. 1-0 Wahoos over the Hoyas. That's Virginia over Georgetown. Off the draw. Ooh, Georgetown trying to get in there. Catherine Lynn tried to steal the draw and walk in with it. Here's Sam Battaglia. Battaglia looking down the middle for Krebs. It goes off Krebs' skate and comes to the near side point where Lily Eisenberg turns and picks it up and brings it in for Georgetown. Hounded by Rizzo, who makes her give it up. That one's knocked in on the offside posture. Severs sends it for Rizzo. Rizzo got it knocked away. Buchanan tries to recover it. Krebs offers it forward. It goes into the Georgetown zone. Hoyas try to break out. Rizzo and Volstad give chase, eventually tipped back to Severs. Severs tells Cleary, leave it over here, I'll pick it up. That's what happens. It doesn't happen as cleanly as you would like, but Virginia eventually gains the puck. Buchanan with it. I could hear the call from Rizzo saying, Avery! And Buchanan does dump it in. Chipped off the boards by Mack, but Buchanan recovers it. On the change, Virginia getting new troops in there. Tadaro will pick it up, chip it off, still with it. Tadaro comes in close. Buchanan, Krebs again. Shot loose in front. It somehow doesn't go in. Oh, wait, or does it? Did I see a goal call? I see a celebration, and I see Sophia Tadaro leading it, so we're going to say that it was number 8, Sophia Tadaro with the goal. I thought it might have been Krebs. Tadaro leads the Selly, and it's 2-0 Virginia with 8:18 left in the first period. So off the goal mouth scramble, a bunch got a piece. Tadaro with the final say. Number 8 in orange. O'Day brings it in, trying to counter quickly for Georgetown. Picked up behind the net. Battaglia can't get a handle on it. Volstad covers it and picks her up. Between the points, a shot redirected. It didn't get all the way through traffic. It's still in the mixer. Spitzer picks it up and has somebody on a 2-on-1, sends it forward. It's Tadaro again, just a little strong, and it's going to be an icing. I thought Tadaro might have gotten a piece of it, and I think Sophia's saying, I got a piece of it there, but I don't think either ref was in a great position to see it. And again, these are not NHL refs, folks. This is Friday night hockey in the ACHA Women's D2. To most of the girls out there, it has the meaning of the Stanley Cup Game 7. And when we're privy to the players and the jerseys out there, then it sure feels important. That's offside if they touch it. Virginia will have to tag up. Georgetown brings it back out of the zone, and that negates the offside once they get out. Shea Namaskal was the one who brought it in. It goes up the far wall, a little too strong for Rizzo. Rizzo knocked it down and is going to try to skate it through. Leaves it forward for Volstad. She's behind the D. Here comes Suzanne. Wrist shot. Save. Rebound. Oh, bounced right over Rizzo's stick. If you've been following the Wahoos from afar, 33 is a new player, made her debut on January 18th at the Capital One Arena in the exhibition game, Virginia against Maryland. And this, for Louisa, is her first time in live action in a league game for Virginia. Point shot, kicked out by Cleary. There was traffic in front. Elizabeth Mack got it all the way through. That one knocked down. Rizzo's going to go all the way to the slot. Was confused with Sievers there. Here's a shot. Rebound off the save. Was covered up by Cleary. That is Georgetown's best scoring chance so far. Lily Eisenberg was there. But Cleary dove to cover it up. 6:09 left first period. 2-0 Virginia. Goals by Volstad and Tadaro. Here comes Spitzer up the right wing. A little deep, but nobody there for her to battle her. She sent it for Tadaro, but it went all the way through. And here come the Hoyas. Wrist shot, redirected on the way in. Cleary with one save and then covers it up. Elizabeth Mack got the wheels moving there. Her shot was deflected on the way in. It handcuffed Cleary a little bit, but eventually she knocked it down and covered it before Mack or any of her teammates in the dark blue could get a stick on it. Defensive zone draw. Ettinger wins it. Sievers kicks it up for Spitzer, who leaves it on the near side wing for Battaglia. Battaglia tried the cross ice pass. It didn't get all the way through. O'Day's going to try to march all the way in. Got there, but at the last moment, somebody got a piece. Now O'Day shoots it wide. Cleary is down, waiting for that puck maybe to bounce back. She still stays down. Shot goes high and in, and Georgetown is on the board with 5:21 left in the first period. Shea O'Day puts it bar down. I don't know if she got the bar down, but she roofed it. 2-1. So the elongated possessions will do that, where in the school of goaltending, you're staying down a lot of the time. Let's see if the Wahoos can get it right back. Rizzo had it in there for a moment, but the Hoyas will ice it and have an offensive zone draw. So Virginia now looking for a counter strike after yielding one. 12-11 are the shots in favor of Virginia. The last 5 have gone to Georgetown. Buchanan on the dot, Rizzo in the slot, Krebs on the near side wall. Sievers on the right point, Volstad lines up between the points. Hoyas win the draw. It's chipped up the near side wall. Sievers keeps it in and tries to send it down low. Krebs one-time pass to Rizzo, and she shot it just wide. Oh, what a pass by Kate Krebs. She had it on the wall and just wasn't even looking. Put it right on Rizzo's stick. Rizzo one-timed it, and it went just wide. 33, Rizzo retreats back, looking for a little open room. It parts like the Red Sea, and she skates it in, tees it up from a long way away, and gets a blocker save by Scott. Chipped out by Georgetown, and Volstad will pick it up. Volstad with time sends it up the near side. It's knocked down by one of the Georgetown players and turned and burned by Volstad again, and she's going to beat the D. Volstad gets in, backhand shot. Scott snuffed it. It comes to the far side wall. Rizzo chips it off the wall. She's holding the left point for Volstad, and now they'll switch up. Rizzo can head down more on the attack as Volstad covers the point. It comes toward that side, sent down low. Krebs tried to get a piece of it, but drew some attention. Volstad seems like she's everywhere. This time she was at the right point. Now looking for some room. Virginia trying to change here behind the play. Volstad dumps it in. 3:40 left first period. And here's a potential pickoff by Tadaro. Gets in. Backhand shot. Saved by Scott, and she holds on. Oh, Tadaro almost had her second of the game. Her goal right now, the difference in a 2-1 lead for Virginia. 3:31 left, period 1. Thank you for joining us from Springfield, Virginia. We'll be back again on Saturday night at 8:40 p.m. and we hope to build up some momentum here and have you all tuning in and learning about these teams, especially Virginia. We're not going to say we're not biased. We're the flagship now on RizzoVision. So, but it is a great sport. And while many of these players and the students at their schools might be in sororities, the sorority of hockey playing women and girls is a beloved one. It's the hardest sport, and they love it. Spitzer gets through one, looking to get it at the net. Scott thought she had it, but it went right under the glove. A la Bill Buckner, it just didn't go through the legs. Otherwise, it would have been in. 2-1 Wahoos, 2:35 left, period number 1. Hoya's trying to move it into the offensive zone, but Vivian Sievers says, nuh-uh. They do eventually get it in there. Catherine Lynn sent it down. Sievers reversed as she was pressured by Lynn. Centering feed, shot goes wide. Cleary was there. Another centering attempt never quite gets there. Puck battle on the near side wall. 2 Virginia players there. One of them, Spitzer, will get it out. And Victoria Spitzer sends it toward the center. Ettinger picks it up. Ettinger has Tadaro with her. Can't quite connect on the pass. It comes into the near corner. Rizzo, no, that's 43, not 33. Devendorf was the one who jumped on. This one sent down. Cleary holds the arm up, imitating the ref, and who waits quite a while to blow the whistle for the icing. 99 seconds left, period number 1. 2-1 Virginia over Georgetown. If you're just tuning in, thanks for checking us out on RizzoVision. My name's Joe Rizzo, and we are very, very, very glad to be here and to bring you the action, no matter where you are watching from. Friend or foe. Buchanan on the dot, Devendorf in the slot, Krebs on the near side wall. Draw goes all the way back into the Virginia zone, but Sam Battaglia just gets a lot more room and starts burning the Jets. Here comes 44, looking for room in the middle. Finds Devendorf streaking in, but didn't quite connect. Buchanan was covering the point. She sends it at net. Oh, Krebs was on the back door waiting for that one, but Scott gloved it down and held on. Another offensive zone draw for the Wahoos. Buchanan on the dot, Krebs in the slot, Devendorf on the far wing. Volstad jumps into one, and it gets deflected and goes over the net. Krebs tries to center, but it's swatted away by Mack. Comes up the far side wall. Sievers chips it forward for Buchanan. Avery spins around, looking for some room with the head up. Buchanan had it for a moment, and then it's taken away by Mack. Mack will skate it out, just out of your picture, and now back in. Elizabeth Mack with it, takes a shot. Cleary saves it with the eye in the Virginia on her jersey, and the whistle stops play. I still haven't heard the whistle. I hear the whistles from the other rink. I don't hear them from this rink. And one of the Georgetown players wisely just kept going, but the play was stopped. 44.2 seconds left first period, 2-1 Virginia. Battaglia on the draw, Ettinger on the draw. Hoyas win it. Shot gets through some of the traffic, but not all. And Elizabeth Mack thought she was going to have a scoring chance there. Here comes Suzanne Volstad. Volstad trying to turn the corner. Gets in down low, fired a shot, it goes just wide. And hit off the end boards with a big thwack. 22 seconds left in the period. Spitzer trying to put the pressure on. Sent all the way down. Cleary will let it go for the icing. And there's the whistle. So I said they were waiting a little bit longer to blow the whistle. But I did forget that we're playing ACHA rules, so it's the icing where once it crosses the line, it is a race to see who gets there first from which team. It can be negated if the offensive player gets there. Offensive zone draw for the Wahoos with 8 seconds. Ticking down now to 5, trying to get it near the net. Georgetown will love to just keep it where it is, and they do. After 1, Virginia 2, Georgetown 1. Shots on goal, which I think Debbie Rizzo will be keeping track of for us by period, 17-11 in favor of Virginia. We talked about this sorority of girls and women's hockey players, and we suffered a tremendous loss here, a story that is really the stuff that nightmares are made of. In Colorado, the U12 AA Lady Flyers of Santa Clarita were traveling and in an unfortunate vehicle accident, one of the hockey dads and lost his life, and several of the players have sustained injuries. But of course, this is the type of thing that can't really be explained in words, and our thoughts, I'm sure I'm speaking for both of the teams and everybody here at RizzoVision, our thoughts go out to our family at Santa Clarita in California. It's part of your hockey family, whether you've played against them or not, or whether you've heard of them or not. You're all part of this great thing, and unfortunately sometimes these things occur, and anyone who's been on these kind of trips can absolutely relate. Our hearts go out to you, Santa Clarita Lady Flyers. Period number 2 underway. Virginia brings it in off the draw. Volstad picks it up, takes a shot, it gets blunted there. Centering feed, Rizzo pounded at it. Here's Divendorf in front. She gets a piece of it, and Scott makes the save. The teams have switched sides, so Amelia Scott for Georgetown now projects the cage to your YouTube left, and there's Tess Cleary on the YouTube right. Volstad would take a one-timer, and she hit the crossbar. Buchanan won the draw right to Volstad. She fired it off the crossbar and into the netting atop the glass behind the net. Buchanan again to Volstad again. Wrist shot kicked away by the left pad of Scott. Chipped up but not out as Volstad picks it up and sends it right back from whence it came. O'Day reverses it. for Eisenberg. Hoya's trying to break out. They get through the middle and dump it to Eisenberg, but Battaglia is going to be back there to pick it up. Sam Battaglia looking for Luisa Rizzo on the near side wall, doesn't get it through once, but now they're going to exchange. Rizzo blindly sends it for Devendorf, who leaves it for Volstad, who's in stride. Volstad will gain the line on the offensive zone and was trying to flip it for Rizzo to chase it down. Rizzo didn't have it at the beginning, but she walks out of there with it, sends it to the middle, and Battaglia redirected it, but it went wide. And Devendorf was on the back door looking for it. 18:45 left, period 2. 2-1 Virginia. Ettinger with a one-timer, redirected. Rizzo takes a shot at it off the bouncing puck, but it's gloved down by Scott. Rizzo's pounding at it, looking for number 1 in her Virginia career, her first official game. And I gotta say, thank you to our Wahoo brethren who have been amazing and welcoming to us newbies here. Feels like fit like a glove. Feel like I've known you guys forever. Icing is the call, so Virginia will have a defensive zone draw to the left of Tess Cleary. Ettinger will take it, has Spitzer and Todaro up front, off the draw. Ettinger wins it to Todaro, but it handcuffs Sophia a little bit. Severs picks it up and takes it behind the net. Severs up the far side for Spitzer, a little too strong. It comes to the point and sent back down by Mack. They battle for it below the end line. Severs uses the feet and the stick to eventually win the puck away from Nemeskal. But there's a pinch by Georgetown, and Volstad's going to pick it up and take advantage. Virginia with numbers for now, but Volstad is ahead of them all. Tries to take a shot. It gets blunted from behind, and Volstad will hustle back the other way. Mack fires a shot that Cleary saw from a mile away and steered wide. Virginia trying to break out. They're really on the verge of putting another one in. Here's Todaro. She already has one. Centering feed, redirected. Oh boy, how did that one not go in? It was either a toe or the post. Wahoo's dumping in. 2 new charges out there with 17:09 left, period 2. Rizzo looking to get through one. Did a dipsy doodle. Marches in. Tries to tee it up. Lost an edge there. She didn't get to the pond skating, so it's not because of sharp skates making her fall. Sent down, and this will be an icing. Georgetown hanging tough here. They've been outshot 20-12 by Virginia. And a lot of the Virginia chances have been of very high quality, and the Georgetown chances probably not as much overall. Buchanan on the dot, Krebs in the slot, Rizzo on the left side wing. Battaglia at the left point, and Severs cheats way down to the top of the slot between the points. Off the draw, Hoyas win it, but Wahoo steal it. Battaglia is going to take it all the way down. Rizzo, the left wing, sneaks back to cover her point. Battaglia looking for it, loses it for a moment. Buchanan got a piece of it, but couldn't hold on. And here comes Georgetown. Rizzo got a piece of that one. I don't think it's going to be an icing, but Severs will head back to pick it up. Vivian Severs, number 3, tries to send it out. Centering feed attempt was knocked away by Buchanan, who read it. She sends a pass for Rizzo. Can't quite connect. O'Day has it. Rizzo might have gotten away with a little bit of a slash there, but had only one hand on the stick, so they let it go. Maybe she could have gotten a hold, but just got a piece of the puck. Still no penalties so far for either team. Centering feed, does it get through? It doesn't. Rizzo marked heavily by O'Day in front as Spitzer was looking to get it to her. This one chipped off the boards, and Battaglia will go back to get it. If you're saying, no, that's Battaglia, then, well, yes, it is, but I pronounce it the Italian way. Whistle stops play on the icing. 50-29 left, period 2. 2-1, Virginia. They'll do it again tomorrow night, same place, and the same channel here on the UVA Women's Hockey channel on RizzoVision. Off the draw. Rizzo jumps in to steal it. Rizzo's going to try to get the break. Oh, boy, she had one to beat, and she couldn't do it. I don't have a 6 on my Georgetown roster, so if somebody finds the 6, I'll give her credit. The Hoyas work network-wise to bat it out. Italia just read that one all the way, poked it, and took it back. Gets a little help from her friend Tadaro, but O'Day has been a mountain so far. Shot Cleary just got the left pad on it, and O'Day was there waiting to pounce on the rebound. It comes up the near side wall and out. Tadaro trying to pick that one off, and she does. Keeps it in the offensive zone and gets a little help from Ettinger. Sarah Ettinger had it for a moment. Hoyas bring it out, sent through the middle, picked off by Volstad, but she can't hold on. Georgetown backhand dump in by Eisenberg. Sievers picks it up. Viv's had the puck on her stick a lot, as has Volstad, who had it for a moment. With 3 defensemen, the defensemen are getting a lot of action. Cleary with the save, using her head for that one, literally and figuratively. Tadaro is going to have a breakaway. Here comes Sofia Tadaro. She's going to break in on the left hand, makes a backhand shot, lost it there, and the save and covered up by Scott. So Tadaro was looking for her second. One of the 2 captains, along with Ettinger, nearly had it, had the breakaway. Got the shot off, not what she wanted on it. And it was loose there, but she couldn't quite poke at it after. And with 22 shots and 2 allowed so far, Amelia Scott has really kept Georgetown in it. Off the draw, Volstad gets it, takes a shot. It's loose in front, still loose. Rizzo trying to pound at it, among others. Krebs is there, and they can't get it loose. So Scott lives for another face-off. Buchanan on the dot, Rizzo in the slot. Let's see if they change anything around here. Just a bunch of high fives. Devendorf will line up on the far side wing. Volstad on the point at the right side, has it off the draw, sends it down low for Buchanan to Rizzo for the one-timer. It went wide. Rizzo trying to pick it up still. Hounded by Mack. Rizzo gets it through the middle to Buchanan. Wheels, sends it at the net. Devendorf was there, but Scott covers it before Leah could get the stick blade on it. Clock running. That shouldn't be running. I don't know why they're running it. Clock's still running. Now it stops with 13:33. One ref not paying attention to the other because one ref is talking and the other one, this one is an icing, just barely. It took a very strange bounce off the boards, and the clock at 13:29. Virginia will change. Ettinger on the dot. Spitzer in the slot. Tadaro on the near side wing. Battaglia on the left point. Between the points, Volstad. Battaglia was trying to skate with it down low. Lost it, but into a good spot. Tadaro with it. Tadaro trying to center it. Gets off of one. Stick handles around another. Still with it, trying to get it to Ettinger. Couldn't get it around the net. Picked off by Battaglia, and she skates it to the far side. To Volstad. Sends a shot in through traffic. Tadaro got a piece of it, but it is held with the trapper, the glove, by Scott. Whistle stops play. 13:06 left, period 2. 2-1 Virginia. Off the draw, Ettinger soccered it forward. Todaro sends it for Ettinger, backhander. It gets to the net and stopped by Scott and held and covered. 12:55 left, period number 2. 2-1 Virginia. Buchanan on the dot, Rizzo in the slot, Krebs on the far wing. They'll change Battaglia out, and Sievers will jump. She's actually at the right point because Volstad is there behind the point. Wrist shot, it goes off Rizzo. Picked up by Volstad again. Gets around one, gets around a second one. Volstad marches in, shot into the breadbasket on the Y and the Hoyas logo across the crest of Vivian Scott's and Amelia Scott's jersey, and held. 27-14 now the shots for Virginia. Volstad the one-timer, her second post of the game. Krebs swatted at it, it bounced over her stick. Here come the Hoyas. Volstad hustling back to give Sievers some help. Eisenberg loses an edge in the corner, didn't take a spill, but it gives enough time for Volstad to send it toward Rizzo. Can't knock it down. O'Day has it. Rizzo tries to get the break. Oh, she got it out of the zone, and O'Day just held on for long enough. O'Day with it now, off to the races, off the give and go. Eisenberg tries to get it down low. Buchanan uses the body as a shield there. They're looking to spring Rizzo here, and she's getting close. Cleary lets it bounce away. There's no Georgetown pursuit, and that gives Volstad and Sievers plenty of time to cover up, but they don't get the puck out of the zone. Buchanan's trying to put an end to all that. Can't quite do it yet. Krebs uses the body as a shield. Oh boy, and she was trying to turn Rizzo away. She had one to beat. That one comes through. Rizzo got a piece of it, but didn't corral it. Georgetown coming down. Rizzo's the last one from her line that's out there. The rest have shifted. And let's see if she can get off now and get her rest. And she will. Full line change up front. They're playing with just one extra defenseman, so they're shifting one defenseman at a time. At some point later in the game, it's possible that Coach Joe will move one more back. Oh boy, Todaro almost had another breakaway there. If that puck had gotten through, she would have walked in. There would have been nobody on her side of the ice. Down to 11 minutes left in the second period. 2-1 Virginia. But if they get the next shot, they'll have doubled up the Hoyas in shots. Ettinger with a couple to beat. We'll try to dump it in. Tadaro's going to try to power right down the slot. Can't get through. Waiting is Sievers. They get onside. Ettinger got handcuffed a little bit, or foot cuffed. Sievers is going to pick it up. Has a chance to turn the corner. Has one more to beat. Sievers, the defenseman, gets all the way in and couldn't. She sort of got off the shot. It more kind of got away from her at the end. If Viv had gone down there, there probably would have been a hooking penalty or a trip. But she was playing it straight all the way. 10:29 left, period number 2. Virginia now with a 2-1 lead, so they've doubled them up on the scoreboard, and a 28-14 edge in shots, so they've doubled the shots. So for each 14 shots in this game, there's been one goal. And whilst I didn't major in math or go to as fine an institution as either of these, I still hold true to it. Rizzo comes in and she scores! There's number 1 for Luisa Rizzo! And Virginia extends the lead to 3-1 with 10:06 left in the second period. Rizzo got around the outside circle, came in and roofed it over the right shoulder of Amelia Scott. And a big celebration. Wahoo wah! Luisa Rizzo, her first as a Cavalier. Off the draw, comes back to Rizzo. She's trying to get through the right side now. Centers for Buchanan. It goes off of a skate. And here come the comments. Dominic Rizzo, wahoo, wah, let's go. Rizzo again, wrist shot from a long way, was trying to get a deflection in front. I think Devendorf was there, but Scott gloved it and held it. Change it up. Ettinger on the dot, Spitzer in the slot. Todaro on the left boards. Comes to Todaro, she plays with it along the boards using the skates. O'Day comes down to get a piece of it and chip it off the boards to herself. Georgetown breaks it out, now trailing 3-1 to Virginia. Volstad for Todaro. Todaro got a piece of it. I don't think it's going to be an icing. Let's see. He says no icing. The backside ref didn't see it. The front side waved it off, and it was the right call. Loose in front, and it is covered by Scott. So Rizzo in front of the family. Her triplet brothers here in attendance. Get to see her first goal in a Virginia uniform. That's really something. Ettinger to Todaro to Volstad. Volstad's shot was deflected on the way in, and it goes wide. Volstad jumps in at the point. Gonna need Sievers to break this one up, and old reliable number 3, Vivian Sievers, does just that. Volstad with it again. Volstad trying to drop the hammer. Gets around O'Day. Takes a shot and scores! She drops the Lillehammer on him. Suzanne Volstad, her second of the game, makes it 4-1 with 8:50 left in the second period in favor of Virginia. Wahoo-wah! Volstad picked it up just in front of the scorer's table over there after Sievers broke up what would have been a 2-on-0 or even a 3-on-0. And Volstad just picked it up, came in, found an open spot, and got her second of the game. So here's Rizzo trying to break in off the draw. Rizzo comes in. Rizzo with the move into the glove and no rebound. .8:42 left, period 2, 4-1 Virginia. A couple of quick ones here by Rizzo and Volstad. Buchanan wins the draw to Volstad. Volstad gets through, looking for the Hattie. Takes a shot, loose in front, backhand by Rizzo, shoved forward by Krebs, and kicked away. And Virginia nearly made it 5. But Georgetown held it out. A little teamwork there. Banged off the boards on the far side. Krebs looking for Buchanan in stride. Eisenberg takes a shot. It hit Volstad on the way in, and maybe Lynn a little bit further in her opponent and her teammate. It goes behind the end line. Sievers was going to give chase, but says, Krebs, Kate, you go do that, and I'll pick it up eventually once you steer her off the puck. And that's exactly what happens. Under 8 minutes left, period 2, 4-1 Virginia. Volstad, Todaro, Rizzo, and Volstad again. O'Day for the Hoyas. Comes to Rizzo, has one to beat. She's got 1 goal so far, and she's got Buchanan coming with her. Rizzo gets around one. Rizzo makes a move, makes a backhand shot. It's back with her. I don't know if it ever got to the net. She still has it. Still with it, Rizzo. Looking to give it away finally, and tried to get it to Volstad and didn't get it to her cleanly. Rizzo jumps off. She was at the end of a shift there and had a chance to pot another one. Couldn't quite connect. Volstad looking for her third on the wraparound. Picked away by Scott. Volstad, another shot, goes off of a shin pad and doesn't get through. Battaglia will pick this one up in retreat. Has Spitzer helping her out as Volstad is standing in front of the bench. They're a little gassed having only the 3 defensemen. And I could tell you this, there's no player that's in better shape than Suzanne Volstad in the whole of the ACHA. Men, women, D1, D2, D3, whatever you want to call it. And even she needs a break sometimes. Centering feed gets all the way through everybody. Spitzer trying to grab it around the other end. Volstad now with it, chips it forward, smacks it forward. Maybe she'll retreat back and just play a little stay-at-home D here to recover and not worry so much about that lethal offense that we've already seen. She's typically been a forward, and we saw her on RizzoVision for many years as a Piedmont Predator. Playing forward, but for this team currently, playing D. Italia will pick it up with under 6 minutes left in the second, and it's a redirected in front. Tadaro had one piece of it in a second, but Scott covered it up. 5:53 remaining, period number 2. Virginia 4, Georgetown 1. If you're just tuning in and you haven't figured it out, Virginia in the orange uniforms and Georgetown in the dark blue. Nice kits on both sides, I have to say. Off the draw, and I think we have our first penalty of the game, and Avery Buchanan says, "Aw, shucks," and heads to the box for the trip. So that will take the face-off down to the other end of the ice, and I think with this line having just got out there, they'll probably change out Devendorf and keep Rizzo and Ettinger up front to kill it off, and Sievers, and no rest for the wicked. Volstad will go back and play D to kill it off. 5:48 left, period 2, first penalty of the game, a trip on Avery Buchanan. Watch out for the lethal penalty killers for Virginia. Here's some scoring punch out there. Here's Ettinger. She's going to feed Rizzo. Short-handed breakaway. Here comes Rizzo. Makes a move. Backhand shot. It's Rizzo. It was cleared off the line. It might have gone in. Oh, boy, that would have been something. Far side ref said no. I don't know. We might have to slow down that replay and see if it was over the line. That would have been something. Rizzo hit the jets on that one. Mack giving go to O'Day, but she can't connect on it. Rizzo grabs this one. She'll just send it down. ACHA, no icing on the penalty kill, and Rizzo jumps off. Ettinger's still out there. Let's see if Sarah gets a chance to head over to the bench. Spitzer jumped on for Rizzo. Ettinger still in pursuit up front. Volstad hasn't had to do too much on this shift yet. So once that battery gets recharged, look out. Sent down. Ettinger's still out there. She's been out there for the whole penalty kill so far. And with the short bench, you want to shift, but you also want to try to be judicious. Here come the Hoyas. There's a shot clear. He kicked it away. I think that's just her third save or fourth save of the period here. It was 11 shots after the first. I think it was 17-11 after the first. Now 35-16 for Virginia. 26 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Wahoos. And they have a 4-1 lead here as we dwindle down the moments of the second period. The minutes still, 4:13. Rizzo will take the draw, doesn't win it. Hoyas will play with it. Mack sends it across. Volstad picked it off. Volstad just looking to get it to somebody. Cleary with a big save on the wheeling shot from in close. I think it was Eisenberg. Yeah, Lily Eisenberg, a nice shot. Saw a loose puck and just turned and flung it. But Cleary was ready. Suddenly, she's seen a bunch of rubber where she hadn't seen one for a while. Rizzo again on the draw with 14 seconds left in the penalty kill, and then Buchanan will exit the box. Georgetown moving the puck across. Mack is going to walk it in, take a shot. Cleary got it and held it. Looked like she got it on the top of the right pad. So one more defensive zone draw here for Virginia. Let's see who is going to take it. I think it'll be Ettinger. Ettinger and Tadaro jump out. So Buchanan, when she comes off the bench, since they're so short on the bench, I think that Avery will probably just join the play. Ettinger wins the face-off, expires the penalty. Buchanan does not do what I say. She goes to the bench, and Devendorf comes out. Here's Ettinger. Sarah Ettinger with the breakaway. Coming in, even strength, takes a shot, can't get it through the pads, and Scott holds on. Amelia Scott. It's the foggy bottom rope-a-dope that she's doing right now. Georgetown with this flurry has gotten the shots back to half. It's 36-18 in favor of Virginia on the shot board, and on the scoreboard it's 4-1 in favor of Virginia. Ettinger sends it down low. Spitzer's going to be there to try to chase it down. Mack reverses it, a little past Devendorf. It comes toward the point for Todaro. Todaro, through the legs of one of the defenders, got it on net, and Scott had to kick it away. Ettinger lets it go for Volstad. Volstad has it at the point, trying to dance it down. Sends it in front for Ettinger. One shot stopped, a second one stopped. Devendorf is in front. Oh, she was free for a moment, but Ettinger couldn't get around the net quite fast enough to get it to Leah. Comes toward the point on the right side. Volstad spins, sends it back for Spitzer. Spitzer has Mack to beat. She'll play with it in the corner. Mack will wheel it around, a little past Devendorf. There's Paisley trying to get it. Paisley in a puck battle with Devendorf along the boards. On the near side corner, a couple of Wahoos are going to be there to pick it up. Todaro at the point, sends it for Volstad. Back to Todaro, can't connect. It goes off of Paisley's skate and heads down into the corner. Centering feed doesn't get there. Ettinger still with it. Backhand shot coming up. Gets it on net, steered away. Todaro at the point. She sends it to the middle. They're trying to feed Devendorf in front, and Ettinger was looking to just tap it to Leah, who was in front all alone. Ettinger was in the slot there. There's a trip. They are not going to call it. Spitzer has a case. I don't know if she's headed to law school at any point, but she definitely could have legislated that one. Todaro was trying to smack it in, but it goes off of Paisley's shin pad. Retreating back now is Buchanan. Buchanan with it behind her own net, trying to get past Paisley. Loses it, has to beat O'Day. O'Day shielded her off with the body. Here's a shot. It goes over the net by Nemaskal. It comes up the near side wall. Rizzo has one to beat. Rizzo trying to get there. Rizzo's going to get there. Tries to get to the net. Takes a shot. It's loose in front and covered up by Scott. 1:14 left, period number 2. 4-1 Virginia. On some of these bursts where you've seen Volstad and Todaro and Ettinger and Rizzo, it's like in the video game when your player has a little more power at the moment than the other one. They are able to just kind of go past. This negated icing is the hustle of Lily Eisenberg. She won the race. It comes toward the spot between the points. O'Day pushed to one side, gets past Krebs, takes a shot, redirected in front, loose, still loose. Cleary got a piece of it, diving in front to keep it out. I think it was Sievers. Sievers went to downward dog to keep that one out. Rizzo trying to chip it off the boards, gets it out of the zone, can't get it through O'Day. O'Day through the center circle, tries to get through one. Volstad knocked it away with the skates. Rizzo knocked it down. Volstad's going to step into it. Has Rizzo as a trailer and Buchanan coming down the middle. Over to Buchanan. Tees it up. Shot. Save. No rebound for Rizzo to put in off the Buchanan shot. 40-20 the shots for Virginia. 4-1 the score in favor of the Wahoos. Ettinger on the dot. Todaro on the slot. Spitzer on the far side wing. Hoyas win the faceoff with 10 seconds left in the period. Volstad can't keep it in. Sievers will go to retreat it, and Coach Joe Morrell says, eat it, eat it, eat it. Severs does that into safety behind her own net and expires the period, which was a good one for Virginia. They lead it to a score of 4-1. Shots on goal for the second period, 23-9 for Virginia. Game totals of 40-20. Thank you, Debbie Rizzo. We do have Dominic and Xavier Rizzo working on some potentially fancy stuff here for seeing if we can enhance the live stream a little bit tomorrow. It's a little nice when you get a couple of extra hands there, especially ones that know their way around tech. Speaking of which, go to RizzoAutomation.com for all of your home automation needs. It would help greatly if you were in the areas of either Bergen County, New Jersey, or Palm Beach County, Florida. But it's not necessary for sure, because I believe they've done jobs in how many states, Dominic Rizzo?
More than I can count right now.
More than he can count. Let's see, Texas,
I'll get a count.
Florida. Okay, yeah, Dominic Rizzo will get a count for Rizzo Automation. RizzoAutomation.com. "20 minutes left. Game 1 of 2 for the weekend. A Friday, Saturday, back-to-back at the St. James in Springfield, Virginia. 1, 2, 3, who's? There you go. Just like in the first period, Tess Cleary will defend the goal to your YouTube left. And Amelia Scott, who you will see emerge from the pack of Hoyas, will guard the cage to your YouTube right. Attacking left to right in orange are the Virginia Cavaliers, and going from right to left in the dark blue are the Georgetown Hoyas. Ettinger with Spitzer and Tadaro up front, Volstad and Severs on the back line to start it off. Nemaskal on the dot for Georgetown, wins it. And the Hoyas retreated back into their zone. Nemaskal trying to get through traffic, but just finds a sea of orange. Spitzer was trying to think about maybe taking a shot, but plays in a more defensive posture there with her team up by 3, and now 19 minutes and 33 seconds of regulation time remaining. This one is touched, it looked like, I guess, because they said no icing. It did have enough juice to get over the line. Knocked down by Ettinger. Here is Severs keeping it in just barely. She hit the Jets there. Severs' centering feed was looking for Devendorf. Severs with it down low. Spitzer between the two circles, waits for Volstad. It's shot and kicked away by Scott, or it might have hit a shin pad in front. Kept in at the point. Shoveled up the near side wall and out. But Severs is there for Virginia. Over to Volstad. Pace of the play has now slowed a bit. It's coming in more so in bursts rather than in consistent play at this point. Short benches on both sides will do that, especially with the defense being short. You got to play just a little bit more deliberately here, I think, if you're Virginia. Volstad had to dig that one out of a big snowbank and tries to center it. It gets knocked away. Georgetown will bring it in. Lynn got a piece of it, now is trying to recover it in the corner. Centering feed goes through. What a play. I think it was Spitzer. Lifted a stick in front and just denied a tap into a yawning net. Cleary had to guard the near side. That puck sneaked all the way through to the back door. But Virginia still holds the 4-1 lead. Spitzer, a forward, was all the way back there guarding the back door. Rizzo and O'Day go for it. O'Day Gets a piece. This is going to be a loose puck. Rizzo doesn't have the steps, but she's going to hustle it through and see if she can pick one off. She can't. Georgetown brings it in. Buchanan with it, takes her time, finds Rizzo. Rizzo has Krebs with her in a 2-on-1. Rizzo will come up the right side, tee it up, blockered away. Might have gotten rid of that one a little too early. Virginia trying to bring it in on side. Rizzo hits the brakes there at one point, and it's taken out by Lynn. Wahoo's still on the attack here. But here comes Georgetown. O'Day gets in, down low, tries to push it through. If that had gone in, I don't think you could have allowed that, because O'Day on her own was moving at the goaltender and used her left leg to push her forward. But again, this is not the NHL where you could have replays and challenges and all that good stuff. You just have to trust the judgment of the officials at the time. But it would have looked like goalie interference all the way from up here. I can imagine what it looked like down there. Off the draw, Virginia will bring it out of the defensive zone. Here comes Ettinger. Sarah Ettinger will tee it up and send it wide, but Spitzer will pick it out from the other side and send it right through the middle. Georgetown in short order, a couple of passes and they get it out. Chipped forward, Volstad looking to get a piece of it, couldn't quite do it. She's offside, touches up, now she's onside. Eisenberg trying to get behind the D. Tadaro back to defend. Volstad picked it up. Ettinger has one more to beat, and she's going to go right around her. Here comes Ettinger on the forehand and on the backhand, and a save by Scott, and she covers up. Boy, Virginia could have about 10 if you just take the breakaways and add them in there. And they sit at 4, so Amelia Scott is doing her job. And this is an inclusive pair of clubs here. There are players of varying skill levels and experience that are playing. But they're all part of the game. Severs trying to keep Eisenberg outside, and she does. I think Sam Battaglia might be heading toward the locker room. So I think Avery Buchanan might have moved to defense here. We might see a little bit of an alignment. Maybe Dominic Rizzo can get me a number on that. I think it is Sam. Hopefully she's okay, but she looks maybe a bit shaken up over there and has left the Virginia bench. Volstad got a piece of it. Buchanan picks it up. Buchanan retreats into her own end, hounded by Eisenberg. Buchanan waits for O'Day to commit, then tries to send the pass for Rizzo. They call that offside. That was knocked in by Georgetown. It probably should have been okay for Rizzo to pick that up, but if the ref rules it that way, that's what you got to go with. Krebs over to Rizzo. Rizzo trying to turn the corner. She's 1-on-2. Rizzo comes toward the middle, trying to create space. Gets through one. Backhand shot knocked away. Krebs looking to see if she could stay in front and get a puck there. She finds some free space, but Virginia doesn't have the puck. 44, Dominic Rizzo, our spotter says, so Sam Battaglia heads to the locker room. Georgetown bringing it in. Eisenberg on the left wing, sent through the middle. Ettinger was there. Volstad chips it off the wall on the far side. Spitzer chips it up but not out, and she eventually gets it out with the feet. 14:20 left in the third period, 4-1 Virginia. But this one's still very much in doubt as Georgetown is hung around and the Hoyas have a 2-on-1. Here they come. Wrist shot, save, Cleary, no rebound, and that was a big one by Tess on the Whistler from Elizabeth Mack. 14:06 left period number 3. Virginia with a 4-1 lead, but an even shorter bench now, as Sam Battaglia has headed to the locker room. Off the draw, Hoyas win it. They get it to the point. They send it down low. Trying to send it to the middle. Can't do it. Picked up by Virginia. They send it up the middle. Looking for Devendorf. Didn't hit her, but it hit the stick of one of the Georgetown players. Tadaro has moved to defense. So they still maintain 3 defense and 2 forward lines. Just no more extra forward. Pressed into duty, that's what you have to do. You have a short bench, you do what you need to do. Tadaro negotiates it out of the shadow of her own net, but they don't get it out. Sievers picks it up, 13-13 left in the third period. Virginia with a 4-1 lead, but this one's still not over by a long shot. Devendorf heads toward the net. Ettinger was waiting for the traffic to get there, and there's the gift of icing. That will favor Virginia. Whistle stops play, 12:52 left, period number 3. Virginia with a 4-1 lead over Georgetown. Virginia in the signature orange and Georgetown in the dark blue. Offensive zone draw will be taken by Avery Buchanan. Kate Krebs will be in the slot. Luisa Rizzo on the far side wing. Sophia Tadaro at the left point and Suzanne Volstad between the points, and they cheat in on the draw. Rizzo picks it up for a moment, now regains it. Rizzo goes behind the net and looks for some space and time, still with it, fakes that she's going to turn around, still with it, loses it, and it's popped out of the zone. Tadaro. She's had a big game. Here's Rizzo for Buchanan. Buchanan tees it up. Krebs fires it, and it's gloved down by Scott. Krebs kept a nice low shot there looking for a rebound, and it looked like Scott sort of deflected it off the pad and caught it. Nifty hands and move. Off the draw, Volstad battles for it. It's sent out of the zone. Volstad maybe got away with a little interference there. A little giving the cold shoulder up the boards to Nemaskal. Hoyas retreat back into their own zone, but they're still hanging on with the defensive posture, and there's a power play coming up for interference. Let's see who the guilty party is. And it's Kate Krebs for the interference. Cavs will change forwards. There's not really much to change on defense. Love to see in the comments. Love for Coach Joe. I'd love for anybody named Joe, but especially Coach Joe. Travels a long way. And sacrifices a lot to be part of this team, and I can't blame him. It's an absolutely great group of players and families. Really happy to be part of this. And quickly have gotten to know Coach Joe a little bit in a couple of our long chats here. And one chat that happened months and months and months ago before this whole thing became a reality, and I have to say that I was very excited when this became an opportunity for number 33 to play for Coach Joe. 11-11 left in the period and the game, probably, if Virginia can hang on. 106 in the power play for Georgetown. Hoyas, this is kind of a big moment. Sometimes the biggest moment in the game doesn't come in the end or at any particular time that you might think is more important, and this is that time for Georgetown. They have a power play, and if they can cash in, a 4-2 game looks very different. Rizzo has a chance for another shorthanded breakaway. She's got one to beat. Rizzo comes in, takes a shot off the blocker. So I don't know if that one was a breakaway, but Rizzo's had 2 golden opportunities shorthanded. And that being a player that I know pretty well, I would venture to say that maybe killing penalties is her favorite thing to do on the ice. Wrist shot by Mack, steered aside. 27 seconds left in the power play. Buchanan fires it down. Gets called off for a change. Fresh legs, Ettinger. Rizzo, the 1-4 checker. Forces it forward. Georgetown trying to get on the move here. And they get it in to the offensive zone. Scott taps down the final seconds. 2-1, even strength. Virginia kills it off. Ettinger knocks that one down. That'll be an icing. Devendorf gave chase there just in case the Georgetown player Lynn had pulled up, but she pulled up a little bit, but Devendorf made that closer than you would have thought if you could see the whole of the ice. 9:49 left, period number 3. 4-1 Virginia is the score. 45-26 are the shots. Cleary has conceded once. That was to O'Day. Scott has yielded 4. 2 to Volstad, 1 to Todaro, and 1 to Rizzo. I should write these things down at some point or have a computer in front of me that tells me that instead of just doing it off the top of my head. But I'm pumping my own tires and telling you that I just did that off the top of my head. Neutral zone play here, just a little bit out of picture. Spitzer over to Devendorf now for Ettinger. Ettinger will bring it in, has a couple with her, does the Gretzky curl, sends it toward the spot to the right of the goalie. Centering feed, Volstad cheats down. Volstad fires, knocked away by Scott. Todaro gets around one, looks for an open spot, fires it, not on net. Devendorf fights for it, gets it to Ettinger. Ettinger one shot and the second one goes wide. Off the boards on the near side, Volstad will jump in and grab it. Volstad looking. Volstad open space, just seems to find its way for her. She gets down low, takes a shot, and slinging the leather is Amelia Scott. Whistle stops play, 8:35 left, period number 3. 4-1 Virginia. They would like to add on here and just leave no doubt whatsoever. Buchanan on the dot, Krebs in the slot, Rizzo on the far side wing. Volstad cheats all the way down to the top inside edge of the circle. Rizzo picked one off, couldn't get it through the other. Sievers has it at the point, sends it to Buchanan into the skates. Buchanan was looking for Rizzo, now takes a shot, it's gloved down. Krebs was standing there all alone. There's a technique that a lot of NHL teams and other high-level teams are starting to use, and they call it extending the post. Basically, the player stands sort of adjacent to the post, and you shoot it kind of off the player and in. The player can't direct it in with anything but their stick, but if it hits in off their body, it's a legal goal. Getting it down low, Buchanan had a shot. Oh, I thought she was going to find the 5-hole, Avery. It didn't get through. Scott kicked it out. Save number 43. It's in front. Rizzo wheel spins. Oh my goodness. And she thought she had her second one there, but Scott slammed the door in the 5-hole. Takes off her glove and hands it to the referee with their bare hand. Shot number 49 for Virginia. 7:50 remaining in the third period. 4-1 Wahoos. Time almost becoming a factor here. Not quite. In a 3-goal game, my rules of thumb are you're just kind of playing it straight if you're down by 3. This is from the Georgetown perspective. With until about 5 minutes left. Then you got to really start thinking about doing something drastic. Pressing your defenseman more than you normally would, or even pulling the goalie at that time. And in a 2-goal gap, I would say it's about 2:30 left. You start to hit the panic button a little bit if you're going to do it. And in a 1-goal game, typically about 1.5 minutes. These are not rules, they're just guidelines, and they change from coach to coach and team to team and game to game. Georgetown trying to break it out of the defensive zone. Nemaskal with it, and she will gain the line offensively. Todaro steers her outside, but Nemaskal turns the corner, gets in, fires a shot at Cleary, and Tess doesn't give up the rebound. Ticking down to 7:04 now. Todaro switched back to defense with Sam Battaglia having left the game and an already short bench. So they're playing with 3 defensemen, are the Cavs, and 2 forward lines. It's offside, so if that had gone in, it would not have counted. Delayed offside. Todaro picks it up. Todaro looks up, has Rizzo, or no, that's Ettinger with Rizzo trailing. Ettinger knocked it down, couldn't get through the final piece of defense there. Rizzo shoveled it forward. Maybe that wasn't even her that hit it. There were a group of Hoyas there. Nemaskal with it. Krebs and Rizzo get pieces of it each. Krebs trying to knock that one forward. It turns into a 50-50 battle. Eventually goes the way of Virginia, but now Georgetown as they play with it in the neutral zone. Virginia will take this all day. This will get them a win if they keep the Hoyas outside of their zone. It's going to be awful hard to score 1, let alone 3 in that case. Rizzo picks it up, gets only past 1 and can't get through the other. Buchanan with it. Buchanan looking for Rizzo, can't thread the needle. As O'Day had a chance to recover. Krebs has it, sent it through the middle. I don't think she realized that there was nobody behind her. She had beaten the defender already. Here come the Hoyas, 1-on-2. Shot blocked away by Todaro. She's had a strong game with a goal when she was playing offense and stepped in on defense and has just been magnificent. Offside on the Cavs. Buchanan was bringing that one in. Rizzo didn't toe the line quite well enough, and the whistle stops play. 5:24 left in the third period. 4-1 Virginia, 49-27 the shots in favor of the Wahoos. Ettinger wins the draw. Volstad picks it up for a moment. Now sent in. Ettinger with 1 to beat. Couldn't get the handle on it. Spitzer and Mack battle for it. Virginia versus Georgetown. Here's Mack. Has Todaro back. 1-on-1. Mack gets around Todaro. Mack with a shot. Cleared with a save. And Todaro picks up the rebound. Puck goes into the bench of the Virginia side. And Coach Joe flips it to the referee. A perfect flip. The way a pitcher would flip it to the first baseman on a strong bunt down the first base line. Ettinger wins the defensive zone draw, and Virginia tries to get it out. Here's a chance for Spitzer, has 1 to beat and 2 trailing. Spitzer with it, sends it up the middle, a little too strong for Ettinger, but Virginia still has the puck in their offensive zone for a possession. Volstad hangs way back and now only joining the play now, as well she should. And look at Volstad looking back, knowing that Eisenberg is trying to hang back and see if she can get a breakaway. Now Virginia will see if they can add to the 4-1 lead. They're melting the clock here in the offensive zone. The best place to melt it, far, far, far from your own net. Ettinger takes a shot, it's deflected, goes off the end boards. Here's Devendorf, shot, big save, still loose in front, cleared to the near side wall. Eisenberg might have gotten there first, but Devendorf got the skates on it to hold her up. Here comes Georgetown into the offensive zone. Virginia, Volstad is offside and somehow, I think they should have just called that because she was carrying it in, but they don't. Play goes on. I guess she never touched it. Cleary will wait and hold that puck. Allow Virginia to change with 3:30 left. It's now desperation time for Georgetown. And if you're Virginia, and Coach Joe, you can hear him saying, back check, back check, back check. If you don't give any up, you're going to win the game. But in these games, and sometimes for tiebreakers, you'd like to widen the gap if possible. They have the firepower to do it singularly here. Now they could play 4 back and have 1 go for chances if available. Buchanan with Krebs and Rizzo out there. Todaro on D with Severs. Todaro drops one for Rizzo. Shot off of a stick. O'Day got a piece. Comes to the near side wall. Eisenberg tries to shovel it up. Severs keeps it in. Sends it through the legs of one. Rizzo's going to pick that loose puck up. Looking for room. Cuts to the middle. Cuts through another. Leaves it at the point for Todaro. Todaro looks for a shot. Sends it wide. Loose in front. Buchanan with a shot. It's knocked away. I don't know if it got all the way through, but that's melted the clock down to 2:40 now. This one getting closer and closer to the win column for Virginia, but not over just yet. I don't know if the Hoyas are going to try to pull the goalie at any point here. If they get within 1 or 2, they might. Within 3, maybe not. Rizzo has it, looking to move it forward, but she's got to keep moving it forward herself. Still with it, still with it. Got it picked off from behind, and probably should have gotten rid of that one a little earlier. Down to 2 minutes, 4-1 Virginia over Georgetown. Looking to put this one in the win column, but O'Day not giving up the goat yet for the Hoyas. Good pass over there, can't connect though. Puck goes toward Devendorf, she can't grab it. Centering feed goes to Virginia only players. Devendorf was able to shield it out. Severs with it. Severs is just going to keep going as she should. Here comes Severs, leaves it for Ettinger. Volstad stays way back at safety, just gets into the zone now. 1:17 left. Virginia's closer and closer to putting this one in the win column. The first official game of the 2026 calendar year. And this would be a good way to start it. Down to the final minute of play. 4-1 Virginia. Shot blocked. Spitzer picks it up, sends it for Ettinger. Ettinger has one to beat. Ettinger will see if she can get around. She does. Comes in on Scott and just elects to keep the puck. That'll kill more time. Mack will keep pushing. Georgetown trying to stay in it. Saved by Cleary. It's amazing. You hear the whistle from the other side, and now there's no game over there, what makes it easier. I feel like I haven't heard the whistle on this side once. Very strange. Maybe they're just not blowing it with alacrity. Maybe they don't love to blow the whistle. Oh, Rizzo has a chance for a break. Here comes Rizzo, trying to put this one away. Bearing down, comes in, shoots, and she scores! Luisa Rizzo with her second of the game. And with 24 seconds left, Virginia pushes the lead to 5-1, and that's going to seal it. Her first official game as a Wahoo, Luisa Rizzo gets a pair, and Virginia's going to put this one in the win column. She got the breakaway. I don't know if the first shot went in, but the second or the third one definitely did. So Rizzo and Volstad with 2 apiece. And Todaro with the other. Centering feed now with 14 seconds left. Virginia's still pushing, because why not? Todaro gets in. Backhand shot, saves Scott, and holds on. 5.5 seconds left. Final face-off. Buchanan on the dot. Krebs in the slot. Rizzo on the far side wing. Volstad cheats all the way up, as does Tadaro. A neutral drop. Rizzo trying to fish it out of there, and that is going to do it. So Virginia puts it away. A 5-1 win over Georgetown. Volstad hustles down. Somehow she has all that energy still. And Virginia with the 5-1 win over Georgetown in the books for the first official contest of the 2026 calendar year. Shots on goal for the game, 54 for Virginia, 30 for Georgetown. Third period totals of 14 for the Who's and 10 for the Hoyas. Thank you, Debbie Rizzo. The team's shaking hands at center ice, and they will be at it again in less than 24 hours on, I don't know if it'll be the same ice sheet, because there's one right behind us where we are. They're similarly fashioned, but we will be here at St. James, 8:40 scheduled face-off on Saturday. So for our first official game on RizzoVision doing Virginia, we get a happy win. 2 from Volstad, 2 from Rizzo, 1 from Tadaro. We are hoping that Sam Battaglia is okay. She left the game, so that's our main concern. And we will be back at it. I don't know if we'll have the same rosters and lineup for the Saturday game. There might be a couple of players coming back, but if not, then they'll run it back with the same lineup. And until then, we are going to sign off for now. Thanks to our spotter, Dominic Rizzo, our statistician, I guess, Debbie Rizzo. And the answer to that trivia question before about Rizzo Automation is they have worked in the following states: New Jersey, Florida, New York, Texas, Illinois, Maryland, Connecticut, and Arizona, to name a few. So there's your RizzoVision plug. And that will do it for this one. From the St. James Ice Arena, in Springfield, Virginia. That will do it. Virginia wins it 5-1. Thanks for watching University of Virginia Women's Club Hockey. I'm Joe Rizzo on RizzoVision.